Youth actions are sparking global actions and effecting some good changes. So much so that the United Nations has set aside a day to draw awareness to all the good that youth are doing across the world. That day is today. Happy International Youth Day! Here's an opportunity to use your voice and actions as meaningful tools for a better today, tomorrow, and days to come. I'm Theodore Henry, taking you through today's Jamaica Magazine. We want to share with you some of our very own youth doing big things for an even bigger tomorrow. Welcome, and we start creating hope right now.
The JIS Heritage Competition is celebrating 10 years of youth expression on Jamaican history, culture, and tradition.
Let me tell you about what Bashment heritage.
Jamaica still needs national heroes to preserve our cultural legacy.
Bogo got his men and led them down over the hills to Spanish Town.
Jamaican music to me represents our identity and culture as Jamaicans.
Add your voice and play your part in preserving our national heritage. The JIS Heritage Competition 2020, coming soon.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, August 12. Jamaicans will vote in general elections on Thursday, September 3. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the announcement during Tuesday's sitting of the House of Representatives. Nomination day is slated for Tuesday, August 18. Parliament will be dissolved on Thursday, August 13. Mr. Holness said despite the growing number of COVID-19 cases, it wasn't necessary to seek another mandate from the people.
We are having an election in a pandemic. I know that both parties' representatives have met, and I'm hoping that shortly the protocols which are developed by the Ministry of Health, finalized by both political parties. Once that is done, then I will place them in the Disaster Risk Management Act as orders, which means consequences will flow for breaches. It is very difficult. I have been on the road. I have seen it. I take this opportunity to appeal to supporters of both political parties that it is important that politics does not become a cause of the spread.
Government has revised some of its COVID-19 containment measures. During Tuesday's sitting of the lower house, local government minister Desmond McKenzie announced a 2-week closure of select rivers and beaches starting Friday, August 14. The closure affects 17 beaches and 19 rivers across 12 parishes. They include popular beaches such as Frenchman's Cove, Ocherius Bay Beach, and Norman Manley Beach, as well as frequently visited rivers such as Spanish Bridge River, Cane River, Salt River, and Reggae Falls. Minister McKenzie also announced that fewer persons would be allowed at small entertainment events. As of August 24, only 230 persons, 200 being patrons, with the remaining 30 persons being performers and staff, will be permitted to attend small events.
One of the agreements coming out of the meeting is that there should be a public service announcement every 15 minutes. The DJ will use his microphone to remind the audience about the protocols, wearing of the mask, observing, and reminding persons that at all times you must wear your mask.
The small outdoor events will be allowed to operate between Thursdays and Sundays from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Applications for permits must be made at least 15 days before the date of the event, and a copy of the permit must be displayed at the entrance of the venue at least 8 hours before the event.
I would encourage persons to ensure that they are in line with the new measures that we have put in, not to cripple the industry, but to put in some safeguards, some measures at this time.
Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark has announced a $1.6 billion back-to-school grant program for children from poor households. 203,000 early childhood, primary and secondary school students who are currently on PATH and the Poor Relief Program of the Ministry of Local Government are slated to benefit. $1 billion of the $1.6 billion grant will come from the back-to-school component of government's CARE program. Minister Clark says this will include a grant of $8,500 per student on those programs at the primary and secondary levels to help in purchasing school supplies for the new academic year. He also says government will provide a grant of $5,000 to each child at the early childhood level who is on PATH and the Poor Relief Program.
There was no provision for those before. Mr. Speaker, this means that the provision under the CARE program will serve to increase the program path amount for students at the primary and secondary levels.
Minister Clark made the announcement yesterday during a sitting of the House of Representatives. In the meantime, Education Minister Carl Samuda is reminding schools not to deny entry to students who are unable to pay fees. In Parliament Tuesday, Mr. Samuda said parent contribution charges should be reasonable and reflect consideration for the COVID-19 related challenges being faced.
Parents should not be forced to pay any contribution or made to feel as if they must pay the contribution as a requirement for registration, school access and attendance, or criteria for graduation, examination slips, application of sixth form, and access to any public service at a public educational institution. Items that attract a cost, such as IDs, insurance, PE, uniforms, and school ties, should not be included in the registration package. These should be itemized for purchase separately.
The Education Minister says where there is need for further clarity on the matter, school administrators and other stakeholders should not hesitate to contact their regional offices. And finally, traffic tickets will soon be issued electronically after the Ministry of National Security partnered with eGov Jamaica Limited to launch the handheld traffic ticketing solution. The pilot was launched with 100 smart Android devices and portable printers, which will allow officers to access drivers' vehicle information, ticketing history, and outstanding tickets and warrants. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says this will eliminate inefficiencies caused by the paper-based ticketing and data entry.
Here to assure the people of Jamaica that the handheld ticketing solution will significantly impact and improve public order and public safety. The objective is, of course, to ensure that not only when the ticket is written, it goes where it should go. In other words, well, it eliminates a number of issues.
Minister Chang was speaking on Tuesday at the demonstration of the new handheld traffic ticketing device. He said a digital copy of the ticket will be emailed to the offender and Tax Administration Jamaica, and persons will have the option of paying for tickets online. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Government has created hope for several of our young people, and they in turn are using their skills to share that hope with others. Here's their latest initiative, one geared at helping with efforts to stop the spread of COVID-19.
I graduated from Oak and Fashion Design Level 2. I'm currently studying Fashion Design Level 3 at the moment. The course is about to finish March 31st, and it was put out because of the coronavirus. So now I'm here making masks. I'm here day on almost every single day trying to make a mask, at least 100 masks to supply. So each day I'm here working.
When COVID started, And when the outbreak started in Jamaica, we realized that we had no choice but to shut down all training, especially by what we did at Hope. So we had community-based training, we had institutional-based training like you see here at this Heart Academy. When we realized what was happening with COVID and the need for wearing masks by the general public, we decided to recall some of these youngsters who had then been at home for a few weeks, not earning a stipend, not doing anything. So we recalled them and we put systems in place here, very, very strict controls to maintain this sterile environment, the sanitizing processes, and at the same time to have them making these masks.
Making these masks, these Hope program masks, these can basically benefit Jamaica by preventing the spreading of coronavirus. And I live by the philosophy where there is hope, there is life.
The Heart Trust Garmex Academy on Marcus Garvey Drive has become a tenacious player in the island's fight against COVID-19. What started as an initiative to engage numerous unattached young people enrolled in the Housing, Opportunity, Production and Employment Hope program has begun to bring hope to countless Jamaicans. The team of approximately 25 Hope trainees, 10 instructors, and numerous volunteers is tasked with the daily target of producing 1,000 reusable fabric masks that will be supplied to some of the less fortunate among us.
The masks are made and supplied. We try to get them to the most vulnerable groups. So we send them to infirmaries, to children's homes. We send them to other social workers groups that are out there working in the communities as we speak. We have provided these masks to the Ministry of Health, social teams that are deployed. But there is also a number of corporate entities who have come to us because they're on the front line. Food service, for instance. As you may be aware, Island Grill was one of our biggest supporters and encouraging us to do more and get more of these masks out, and they were the first ones to come on board.
Colonel Rickman, through his ingenuity, started the manufacture and design of the Hope mask, and we naturally turned to him because of the ongoing partnership that we had. And this is our way of saying thank you. So we have brought our team down to, go ahead and feed the interns and anybody else who might have been participants in producing these things for us.
I hope it's an example for others to follow suit. I invite other entities to come on board with us, donate some masks. There are entities now who are buying masks and allowing us simply to give it away.
Each mask is sold at a cost of $350 and are done to exact specifications.
We reach out to the Bureau of Standards as well as the Ministry of Health to look at various materials, various makeup and the design of the mask. And I'm happy to say that these masks that are made by Hope, they're made with material that are already water repellent or moisture repellent, but it's made with a level of comfort. It's in 3 layers so that it significantly reduces the possibility. So it's not a guarantee, but it significantly reduces the possibility of moisture and vapor to enter into the system. Or for those who may have the virus, if everybody is wearing it, it will protect them from passing it on as well. All of these masks are made in the Jamaican colors, as you can see. And they're made because we wanted to inspire a sense of, that we as Jamaicans, we're all in this thing together. The masks are made by these young persons who would otherwise have been doing nothing at home. So they're earning a bit of a stipend whilst they're making these masks. They're doing something good for the country. They're in their own way, they're contributing, they're giving their own service back by contributing, making masks, albeit for a small stipend.
Starting a program changed me. Right now, I want to become the best fashion designer there is if there's such thing. And I'm just here working to the best of my ability to gain more experience and strengthen my skills, and just let it take place from there.
The stipend is the starter for me. So the stipend basically started me. So now I own my own business, and the business name is For Your Glory Design. And now I can fetch for my family and myself.
I'm more confident in sewing than before because I can do a lot more than I could do before, like pattern making, jacket suits. I'm actually making masks in my community also. I'm selling them in my own community. Yeah. So fashion is a good thing for me, and did a lot. Trust me, it did a lot for me.
On our roads, remember, take time, be courteous, drive good, walk good. Don't drink alcohol and drive. Don't drive tired or sleepy. Don't tailgate and don't overtake unless it is safe to do so. And always drive at a speed which will allow you time to stop quickly and safely. Let's keep it safe on our roads.
Here is one more way in which other youth are making an impact in the field of entrepreneurship. These two have started their own beekeeping business, and the results are, well, rather sweet.
Me and my sister got started when we were very young. I think I was 6 or something around that age. And my mom had 4 hives. And that is the beginning of success.
The name of our family business is Maccabee Enterprise. Here at Maccabee Enterprise, we are all beekeepers, down to my 9-year-old sister, Camila.
Working with the bees is nice. It's less challenging than back in the days. Don't want to sound too old. It is fun now. I am more confident. Yeah. It is calming, soothing. Takes you out of this world, bring in another. So it's fun. It's actually fun. My role here on the farm is using an extractor. To extract honey, there are many ways. I will be explaining 2 ways. First is the professional method, where you use an extractor. So you have a capping knife, a knife with like a serrated edge, and you would uncap, which is a thin sheet of wax on top of the comb with the honey inside. So it's like a seal. So you use a knife and uncap that. Then you put it in the extractor and spin it, and it would flash out on the side of the extractor and drain to the bottom, and then leak it out into a bucket. The other way is, well, when you don't have an extractor, is that you would use a capping fork, or you could use a regular fork, and you would hold the frame like this, long way, and you'd use the fork and gently scrape the frame. So you're taking off the comb, you're removing the comb from the frame in a sense. But you'd have on the frame, there is a sheet of wax that we would put on as beekeepers, foundation. So it would guide the bees, to build more small cells that would get more workers in the hive.
From the bees, we get 5 main products, right? We have pollen, propolis, beeswax, honey, and royal jelly. So based on those 5 things, we actually think about what we can do with those 5 things. So in beekeeping, we actually have honey flow periods and we have dirt season. Those are the two main periods. In between, we have like a pre-flower and pre-dirt, basically. But okay, so in our honey season, that's the time when they're on production. They're bringing in their honey, their pollen, everything up on top. But for like in St. Thomas, there's like a 6-month period where there's dirt. There's no honey coming, no much honey that we can reap. There's just enough for them to have for them to feed themselves and their babies and be able to stay alive. In the dirt period, when there's not enough honey for us to harvest and be able to sell, we do things like remove our old combs and boil it out and we get wax. With the wax, we do like the body butters, we do candles, lip conditioner. So that's the wax. With the pollen, we actually collect the pollen, and the pollen is a very good multivitamins. So we actually collect the pollen and dry it and package it for sale. For the royal jelly, we don't do a lot of work with the royal jelly. As we go along, we are actually developing products. So for the royal jelly right now, we put it in our honey wine. And then again, the honey wine is made from honey. My involvement in making the byproducts are production. I do most of the labels. I have help, so I can't take all the credit, but most of the labels are from me. I do social media marketing, so most of the WhatsApp texts, Instagram, they might mostly be from me. My younger siblings' involvement in the business is some help with the production. So there is some small things like shredding the wax that they can do. They help with the bees as well because we're homeschool and we kind of tag along with our parents right through and through. So with the bees and with production. And my younger sister, she's very artistic. So when I'm actually doing the labels, sometimes she would draw this beautiful picture and I would actually use that as part of the label.
I have 4 personal hives for myself. I have 3 long struts, which is the regular kind of box that you would see that holds 10 frame and they would stack on one on top of the other. And I have 1 top bar, which is a 30 frame box, which goes a long way. And it only has a top bar. It doesn't have the top bar with the square. It doesn't have a frame, it's just the top bar. My advice to other youth interested in beekeeping is you have to be persistent, and you have to be confident, and you have to be committed to beekeeping.
Beekeeping can be very wide. You don't have to just stuck with the bees, the sting, the honey. There is so much more that you can do. You can do candles. There is actually a shortage of beeswax candles. And beeswax candles are very easy. You mold, you wick, your color if you need, and you're done. Lip conditioner is another easy one. And if you go online, just take some of your time out of your texting and just research some products that you can actually do from the products that you get from the bees, the 5 products I mentioned. There's so much more.
Develop a sense of purpose that says you're not here by accident. You are here for greatness. You are here with destiny in mind. You are supposed to do something great, and you are on that pathway. There are persons who are in the departure lounge of life, at the end of their life, and they look back and they have regret because they never took time to uncover and develop a sense of purpose. Why am I here? What am I supposed to do before I leave this 7 billion people planet called Earth? What am I supposed to accomplish? Having a sense of greatness that's in you. You're talented, you have gifts and abilities. Some of you are good with numbers. Some of you are good with words. Some of you are good with both. Some of you are artistic, creative. Some of you are sports-oriented. And there are many things. And you take time to discover what are you passionate about. What can I just do naturally? I can jump out of my sleep and do it easily. Speaking now to your talents and abilities, your giftings. All of these come into your sense of purpose. The things that you are to do in life as you are to impact people. When you dream, when you close your eyes, what do you see yourself doing? And knowing that the sky is the limit. Second thing I want to say quickly is that you must learn to persevere. I heard Marquis speak about perseverance. Everybody say perseverance. Sometimes we don't achieve much because we give up too easily. You have to learn, if you want good, your nose have to. Yes, man, you have to get your feelings hurt and still go on. When I was doing my PhD, boy, a man tell me, man, people seem to like you. Wayne, why don't you just leave this program and go back to your country? You have a master's. The PhD is not for you. Why don't go and make money? And that was a racist comment because I was black. I was the only black person in the program. And he was saying things that hurt me, and I didn't want him to see me offended. I left his presence, went into my room, and I cried. But I decided to continue in my effort for excellence. Are you hearing me? And so perseverance means to continue a course of action in spite of difficulty, in spite of opposition. When they fight you down, when bad mind reach you, and they're fighting you down, and they say you're not the right gender, young ladies, and they say you don't deserve to be here, don't pay no attention, press on nonetheless. And it means you also have to have the right people around you. Be careful of the company you keep. As you go through life, you're going to make mistakes. As you go through life, you may fail at something. You want people around you who can encourage you to get up again.
So we did mention that the United Nations declared this as International Youth Day. We want to share with you some more on this observance and just why it is so important. Here goes. Number 1. International Youth Day is to bring awareness to young people across the world and encourage them to make positive contributions to their communities and nations at large. Number 2, it is meant as an opportunity for governments to draw attention to the issues impacting our youth. Number 3, this year's theme is Youth Engagement for Global Action, which aims to highlight ways in which the engagement of young people is inspiring national and multilateral institutions and processes. Number 4, this year's observance seeks to focus on youth engagement through 3 areas: at the local community level, at the national level, where attention is on formulating and implementing laws and policies, and engagement at the global level. As Jamaicans, let's all encourage our youth and others to do something for the greater good of our nation. That way we can all help to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. Another day of learning with your Jamaica Magazine team ends here, but tomorrow promises a fresh package. Get access to this and past episodes on our YouTube channel. You can also keep up with the JIS by visiting our website and following us on our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter pages. From all of us here, we hope you're still observing the COVID-19 protocols, and I'm Theodore Henry. See you soon.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.